Am I the butthole for sending the police to my stepsister's wedding? I, female, 32, lost my mom when I was 23. It was by far the most traumatic loss I had experienced. I just couldn't and didn't want to accept her death. It was unfair, untimely, and preventable. I got in therapy and was doing better, but I had issues with my dad's new wife and her daughter, who's 25 and just got married weeks ago. We do not have a close relationship, but we were cordial enough to sit at dinner tables. My stepsister treats me as a relative and was as much distant from me. But after my father got sick, we had to see each other a lot. I'm handling his care while stepmom works full-time and stepsister doesn't do much, though she's always visiting when I moved in to help my dad. Before that I was living with my ex, so returning home was just in time. I brought with me all of my mom's belongings, and my stepsister showed interest in my mom's necklace and asked if she could borrow it to wear it at her wedding. I refused, and she tried every method to convince me I had to put it in a place where I thought it'd be safe after my stepmother got involved. As the wedding approached, they both kept convincing me to let my stepsister have it. She bragged about affording a better one, but it was a matter of showing who's in control. I stood my ground and told them how serious I was, so they backed off. I didn't attend the wedding to stay with my dad. I remember wanting to change where I was hiding the necklace while the house was empty, but I found it was gone. After searching for hours, I called my stepmom, and she said not to worry, my stepsister took it and will return it when the wedding is over, but it was clear that I won't see it till after the honeymoon, since she said her daughter was staying at a hotel. I screamed at her to return it, but she argued about not wanting to leave the guests and the wedding already started. I told her I'd get it myself, but she forbid me from coming, saying she'd have to keep me out for wanting to make a scene. I called the police and explained to them what was happening. I informed them my stepsister intended to leave for her honeymoon with my property. The police were sent to where the wedding was being held, and they were able to retrieve the necklace from my stepsister. She and my stepmom were in shock and livid. She, stepmom, returned home and kept shouting at me, calling me petty and crazy to send the police to my stepsister's wedding, ruining it and humiliating them over a piece of jewelry. She was screaming at my sick dad, telling him to handle me after the stunt that I pulled at the wedding. I defended myself, saying I only wanted an item that belonged to me that they took without permission returned. She argued further that I could have waited to get it back, but I chose to burn the bridge with my stepsister and said that she considers me dead after this. She said stuff I can't mention here, but all I can say is it was a bad night. I might have overreacted by getting the police involved, but I had no guarantee of getting the necklace back since I have experience with them in the past. Am I the butthole? Edit, corrected few words. Not the butthole. Don't want the police at your wedding? Don't steal your stepsister's necklace and then brag about it. Seems easy enough to me. Original poster, your step-family is a pit of buttholes. May I suggest a safe deposit box at a bank for your precious items? I just said the same thing. How stupid can stepsister be to steal something, make it known she stole it, then not expect to be held accountable for theft? Yes. But also, am I the only one wondering how awesome this necklace must be to risk it? I'm expecting a sapphire and diamond collar of at least 2 inches. I'm expecting it's nothing too crazy pretty, but more of a control/power thing. It could absolutely be a fixation based on her being a crafty person. Which she clearly is anyway. No doubt that this is some crazy fixation gone off the friggin' rails. Honestly, given the stepmom's crafty behavior, it's no wonder that her daughter is an entitled Poor original poster's dad, sick and being stuck in the middle of this nightmare. He needs to kick his wife to the curb and enjoy what time he has left in some relative peace and quiet with his daughter. Right. It's and this is sentimental to you and you said no? Then I must have it. And if original poster had been like, yeah sure, you can borrow it, it probably would have escalated to asking for bigger things. But I wore it to my wedding, it's so special to me now. Why won't you let me keep it? That was my thought. Very easy to claim an emotional attachment and decide it's no longer original poster's property. It also could have been because it belonged to original poster's mom. A way for stepsister and stepmom to somehow prove that they are more important than original poster's mom. They might feel like they can't talk bad about her because she's dead, whereas if she was an ex-wife, they gleefully would insult her behind her back, so this is how they can prove that they're superior to her and her memory. Sounds like a Bridezilla/Gollum situation. It's our wedding day, precious. We wants it for our day. Original poster is just lucky her stepsister didn't make it out of the Shire to her permanent honeymoon under the Misty Mountains. Not the butthole. Or she could have lost it and original poster would have never seen it again. I wouldn't put it past her if she was willing to steal it in the first place. Original poster, you're my hero. Damn, I would have loved to have seen her face when the police forced her to remove the necklace and hand it over. It could literally be the cheapest piece of metal with the most poorly made stones and yet stepsister would still be fixated on it. I'm not saying original poster's necklace is ugly, this is just an example. Why? Regardless of the necklace's beauty, this is more about power. Stepsister seems like one of those people who have the nasty entitled attitude of I want it so it's mine. Or you have to do as I say. Or well you said I couldn't take it but I took it anyway so deal with it. I pray to God that stepsis got arrested after this. Original poster was really nice because I would have not only called the cops, but I would have shown up to the wedding to literally point fingers so the cops know who the thief is. Then I'd call her out on being a no-good, sneaky, dirty, common thief for stealing a necklace that belonged to my dead mom. Maybe I would ruin her hair and her dress if I was angry enough. I would have gone all out and made sure she was 100%, completely humiliated in front of her guests and her new husband. I really love my mom and if she died and someone stole her necklace from me, I'd be livid. Then I'd tell the cops I want to press charges and if they could please take her downtown right now. I know that's ridiculously, disgustingly petty of me but I can't stand people with the same attitude as stepsister. Well, having the police come to the bride to retrieve a stolen item in front of all the guests is, indeed, the worst kind of humiliation possible. Worse than you, as the wronged party, causing a scene there. Because as long as nobody tells everyone why the police has turned up, rumors are going to fly miles high and wide. Based off the information given, it sounds like she was being intentionally cruel. She coveted the necklace because of how important it was to original poster. Stealing your stepsister's dead mother's necklace is cartoonishly evil. Jumping into ad, since your father is ill, please be aware that if he dies intestate, without a will, then your stepmom will inherit everything, and then it will all pass to your stepsister. You will be left with nothing. Please speak to your father to make sure he aware of his end-of-life choices. Whatever he does with his estate is his choice, and I don't advocate trying to pressure him, but he may think your stepmom will share with you and stepsis when the time comes, and I don't think that is a realistic expectation. Edit. Thanks for the awards. I hope original poster can talk to their dad about this soon. Original poster please this. Make sure your father has a will. Adding to this get a will done right. Go to an estate lawyer and have one properly drafted if you can afford to do so. Then keep one copy of that will with the lawyer, and another in a safe spot. Normally if there's a simple family dynamic, you can get away with something simple, but if your stepmom is this contentious over a necklace that was never hers to claim, you want all I's dotted and all T's crossed and an appropriate executor named who will act in the best interests of your father and his estate. Not the butthole. And I would also add 2 things. 1, make sure your dad has a will. And also what are the bets that after the wedding the necklace wouldn't have been returned as it now has such great sentimental value to the thief. Not the butthole. They took your late mother's property and tried to flip it on you like you burned the bridge foe with that mess. You are not the butthole in any way, shape, or form. Good riddance. Hopefully they never bother you again. Put all your mother's things in a safe deposit box, or storage unit. Original poster replies. I admit that I'm the type that makes hasty decisions when angry. I was angry at that moment. I had a terrible feeling and let my anger control the situation. I won't lie, I do regret getting the police involved, but all they did was just retrieve the item. Don't feel bad at all. The situation warranted the reaction and consequences exist for a reason. If it was me, I would have told my father zoomed over there and flipped a table before tackling her in front of her spouse's family. They thought they could walk all over you and that's why they took it the way that they did. Who's to say they would have even given it back in the first place? Your stepmother could have forgotten to ask for it back and you would have been without the necklace that was your mother's. They caused that situation to happen in the first place. They're a bunch of entitled buttholes for the way they went about it. You said no and they should have respected that. Or she could have lost it, or it could have been stolen on the honeymoon. Do not regret this at all. What if she accidentally lost it during her honeymoon? Bingo. That was exactly my thought. The next issue will be that stepsis lost the necklace and original poster no longer has that precious tangible reminder of her dead mother. After my father died suddenly last year, my stepmother conveniently lost his watch that he was always clear about wanting me to have. I know without a shadow of a doubt she has it, but there's nothing I can do. Calling the police was not an overreaction by original poster at all. You did nothing wrong. She stole from you. You reported the theft, and the police retrieved your property. Your stepsister and her mother are buttholes. Not the butthole. She says you are dead to her after this? Well, honestly, she should be dead to you. She was in the wrong, they both were wrong. You don't want the respect of people like that, because their respect would make you wonder if you are turning out like them. Original poster replies. Yeah. I don't have her on my social media, but my number was blocked by her. My stepmom kept saying that she was going to make sure the item is returned, but telling me no when I wanted to come take it back myself made me lose my patience. Original poster, check your father's will ASAP and see if you can get some control over his affairs. Original poster, do this ASAP. Not the butthole. Something old, something new, something stolen, boys in blue. Not the butthole. This is a pretty common story, and it's sickening how people feel so entitled to someone's belongings, and especially if it was left behind by a loved one. I remember reading a similar post about this where the other person stole and wore the necklace and then lost it. The bridge would have been burned regardless of whether you called the cops or not. You might as well show her that she's not entitled to anything and that there were consequences. The other person stole and wore the necklace and then lost it. I remember this, too. Do you think that she really lost it, or has it stashed somewhere? I bet she lost it at the pawn shop. Not the butthole. She stole for you. Your stepmom can blame herself and her daughter for the wedding being raided by the police. Original poster replies. They just retrieved the necklace. Nothing was ruined. Police entering a wedding to retrieve stolen property from the bride. Yeah, I don't think the wedding did recover from that. Still, not the butthole. I bet the police just asked at the front of the venue and hardly anyone saw them. To say the wedding was ruined gives them some sort of victimhood. But it would be great if they burst in during if anyone has any objections. Not the butthole. If you don't want the police to turn up and make a scene at your wedding or any other time, don't steal someone's stuff. The entitlement of the stepsister is off the scale. Anyone who spends that much time and energy manipulating you, finding out the answer is still no and then going against your wishes anyway isn't worth it. Be dead to her. Someone so manipulative and downright horrid should be dead to you. I would have demanded to press charges. You are my hero. I love that you don't let them walk over you. Stepsis and mother hopefully learned a lesson. Borrowing without permission is called stealing and is against the law. I hope you press charges. Keep them out of your life. I'm very disappointed with your dad. Why did he not fight for you? He enabled their entitlement to some degree. Not the butthole. You've definitely made a cordial relationship impossible between you two, but that's probably for the better anyway. She had no right to take the necklace, and she knew it. Bet if she had taken it with her to the honeymoon she would have conveniently lost it. Basically, burn that bridge to ash, baby. I do feel sorry for your dad though, all this drama while he's sick. Not your fault though. Not the butthole. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Steal, I'm sorry, borrow without permission a necklace, get the cops coming by to pick it up. Seems like a no-brainer to me. You didn't do the damage, the person who stole from you was the one who did that. Not the butthole. They claimed they were going to return the jewelry to you, but they also stole from you, and I would trust no bitch after that. Do you know how much time and energy it took your steps to find your hidden necklace in order to steal it? That is irreparable damage to the relationship. There was no going back to a time when you didn't know they were thieves. Expect them to steal everything as soon as your dad passes. Not the butthole. Press charges. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.